ladies in the middle. Checks back against Carter and scores. That is atypical for the Amina Margot.
Quickly gets it back again. Oh, what a goal! Well, that sums up her season. The Gunners are WSL champions.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Vic Akers Wonderland. My name is Matt Roberts. I already messed it up by nearly saying my name is Rat. Apologies everyone, but I hope that made you smile as much as that made Lottie smile and giggle. I think she's going to need a minute just before I ask for her.
How did you manage that?
It's been a long day. I've been up since nearly 6 o'clock. That's all I'm saying.
Me too. So this is going to be fun tonight.
Yeah. This is why we want to try and make it short and sweet. Unfortunately, Adam isn't with us again because he's working. Adam, wherever you are missed, and I think and hopefully you're listening on as to say, oh, what are them two talking about and everything. But I think we should get into it. How are you, Lottie?
I'm all right. I'm falling apart at my knees again. So hospital appointment in a couple of days. So that's why I wasn't around last week. And we didn't do a pod, so I do apologise. It is my fault. But yeah, no, knee brace and all. Still hobbling around at Arsenal somehow. Don't ask me how. I just am. But yeah, I'm all right other than that.
So into the news, I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to talk about the sad news, and that is the fact that Matt Beard has passed away. It is suspected that it is a suicide attempt. So just for everyone out there,
it was the BBC revealed the cause of death, and they worded it completely wrong. They actually used it as a headline. I only found this out because I was scrolling through Instagram and She's a Baller had highlighted it. BBC have no respect for me anymore. I mean, how much lower can you go than using someone's cause of death as a headline? It's disgusting.
It shouldn't be the case, but the message should be clear, is that basically a pioneer of the women's game has gone. Much like Vic Akers on the Arsenal side, Matt Beard was a huge pioneer for Chelsea, Liverpool, West Ham, any team that he was part of. He was part of teams that built themselves into almost now WSL regulars in a way, and you suspect that he was probably on the way to do that with Burnley before he was going to get the Leicester job, which was expected now. There's still questions over the Leicester role job at the moment. I do not know for certain if they've got anyone lined up at the moment. But the huge takeaway is, if for whatever reason you feel down, you don't feel 100%, just reach out to someone. You don't know if they're going to just it could make the whole huge difference between the whole situation as a whole. It should never be the answer for all straight. So if you do feel down and you don't have anyone to talk to, please make sure you reach out to either someone that you know and love and respect, or there are other causes out there that you can also talk to. On to the Ballon d'Or, which I know, Lottie, you hate with a passion because it's a popularity contest, and we all know this. And but I want to give you some of the highlights of the night. I'll go with the players first. So number 29, Steph Catley. Yes, she is wonderful, but I do not believe that she is the 29th best player in the world. Frida Leonard-Mornem was 27th on the list. She got that joint with another player. I forget which player at the moment. Emily Fox on that list as well, 25th. The the Brazilian wonder, that is Amanda Gutierrez at Palmeiras. She finished 21st. She had a really good year with Brazil and Palmeiras. I'm going to get it completely wrong if she is playing for another club. I do apologise. Clara Ball finished 19th on the list. Barbara Banda finished 14th. Marta. Now, bear in mind, this is a double winning season for her. Where did she finish? She finished 12th. And that says
That is
everything.
criminal. It is genuinely criminal.
I genuinely think she was top five because she was very vital for Orlando Pride and Brazil into getting those titles across the line. Leah Williamson finished 7th, Chloe Kelly finished 5th, Alessia Russo finished 3rd, and Mariona Caldente finished 2nd. So who did the title go to? Aitana Bonmati. And we know, I think we all have the same opinion. It's very questionable. Yes, she's had a good season, but has she had a better season than the likes of the players that I've listed below? Questionable not.
No, she hasn't had a better season. She lost the Euros. She's lost the Champions League. You can look at Mariona. I think she's the one who genuinely does deserve it. She's moved to a different playing field. Her games got 10 times better than I remember her playing for Barcelona. Yes, she lost the Euros, but she won the Champions League, and yet another trophy that Aitana Bonmati didn't get her hands on for the 4th year in a row. I think for me personally, Leah Williamson should be at least in the top 5. Champions League winner. She's had a phenomenal season, and she's also England's captain. She should be up there. Alessia Russo, you can say the same thing about her, minus the captain part. She got the golden boot as well. So I think I think the Ballon d'Or's a farce, and it's a popularity contest. So that's all I've got to say on it.
Just to prove your point, the Yashin Award, which is the best goalkeeper award, went to Hannah Hampton. Daphne van Domselaar finished 5th in that one.
Do you know what? Hannah Hampton, I can't argue with. She's had a brilliant season. I mean, she's taken that number 1 shirt. I can't argue with that one. That one's pretty reasonable.
I'm trying to think who the other goalkeepers were. I think there was another one that was at the top of the list, but Daphne van Domselaar finished at the bottom of that list, was a bit questionable. I think maybe the Euros swing that one for her because she had a really good season. There's no doubt about that. You can't deny that. The Johan Cruyff Award, which is the Coach of the Year award. Now, the person that I didn't expect to win it went and won it, and that was Serena Weigmann. I don't know where Renee Slegers actually finished in the end, or Sonia Bonpasta, but I was expecting it to actually go to Sonia Bonpasta, the undefeated league, Serena Weigmann. You look at the year overall, and then winning the Euros, I don't think Serena Weigmann's had a good year, to be honest. It's not been a great year for the Lionesses, but you finish on a high with the win in the Euros. And the Club of the Year, who else gets it? Oh, yeah, what's that team? Oh, who knows? Yes, Lottie, it was Arsenal won Club of the Year, and they were showing it off all around the ground when they came back to the Emirates Stadium. Before we get into the game against Manchester United, Champions League ties came out. Now, this one is going to be, I think, a lot of excitement is for these ones. So we start next week. Actually, this next week Tuesday is the game against Lyon at Meadow Park. Then on the 16th of October, that is a Thursday, away to Benfica and the Stadio do Sport.
That's not far from where we actually won our trophy.
I'm sure lots of people will be doing the tour.
In Lisbon. Oh, absolutely. It's in Lisbon. It's in Lisbon.
The 12th of November, that's a Wednesday, Bayern Munich at the Allianz again. Good luck to everyone going out for that one, because that one will be a really good one, but it is also a very painful experience if you're an Arsenal fan over the last couple of years.
You should try being out there when the men lost back-to-back 5-2. Nothing can surprise me at that ground.
On the 19th of November, that's a Wednesday, Real Madrid are in town at Meadow Park, so that'll be their first time at Meadow Park. We then head into December on the 9th, that'll be a Tuesday, Twente enter Meadow Park. It'll be interesting to see how that goes, actually, Twente at Meadow Park. I think that will be a really good one. And then it's all finishes with on the 17th of December, OH Louvain. I probably mispronounced that completely and do apologise to any Belgians that are listening to the podcast. This one's going to be at the King Power. So for anyone interested, this is that's the ground that England keep on losing Belgium to. But it's also where Michel Agerman scored that wonder goal on her debut for the Lionesses. Any standouts for you, Lossie?
Not really. It's going to be interesting to see how these teams kind of cope at Meadow Park, if anything. Obviously, Real Madrid have been to the Emirates. Lyon have been to the Emirates. Bayern Munich have been to the Emirates, and they've also done Meadow Park, so they'd be excluded from this conversation. But I think Benfica's going to be interesting. No, hang on, Benfica's away. What am I talking about?
So you've got Lyon, Real Madrid, and Twente as the home games.
Oh, FC Twente. Yeah, that's going to be interesting because Jill Ward's come back. And I don't like playing Jill Ward at all. She's a problem.
Well, I think a lot of people do feel the same about Jill Ward. It was, I thought I quite enjoyed her stint at Arsenal, but it was short-lived, and I think she's sort of shown her true colours over the last couple of years. Before we go into the Villa game, I've mentioned the Man United game. If I had to sum it up, it was basically couldn't get over the line, and it's been a bit of a pattern over the last couple. So I'll just bring up some key stats. So Man United had 7 shots, only 3 of them on target. Arsenal had 8 and only had 1 shot on target. If I talked about possession, 57% to Manchester United's 43%. Arsenal had more passes, 547 to Manchester United, 418. The passing accuracy as well was 78 for Manchester United, 83%. So to me, all the right things were being done, but the one thing that really didn't happen was the ball being in the back of the net against Manchester United, just not creating the opportunities at all. I went away really disappointed by the game, and I think, Lottie, you mentioned that you've not been. When you see that result now, how are you feeling?
My fantasy football team's happy. That's about it. At the moment, like, we've dropped so far down in the table, like, and there's only so many draws and so many losses you can take before the title's gone. Because unfortunately, this league is a maths game, and you can work it out as soon as you're XYZ. You sort of know where you're going to finish, and you just hope your opponents stumble, which in our luck is not going to happen. But I think Man United are in top form at the minute, unfortunately.
They haven't lost a home game for a while, I think.
Yeah.
It's like something ridiculous. Sorry, 23 games. Sorry, Lottie. I'll let you
No, that's fine. They've got Chelsea this weekend at home, so hey-ho, let's see. That's their Achilles heel, so I'm expecting them to drop points there. Well,
Sorry.
they could both drop points, but I don't think it will happen. It'd be interesting to see how this informed Man United goes up against Chelsea, though, because Chelsea aren't exactly secure in what they're doing at the moment, which is really odd. I expect more clean sheets. They haven't had many this season so far. I'll probably eat those words by the end of the season. I was expecting us to pull the win out the bag by our teeth, and I was like, okay. I looked at the weekend's fixtures. Obviously, we had the boys on Sunday. I was like, we're losing that against Newcastle, and we should beat Villa on the Saturday. How wrong was I?
Let's get into it then, shall we?
Yeah.
And this was the worry. But it all started off really well. Let's say that 9 minutes in, Aston Villa are playing the ball out the back, and Arsenal goes press. Eventually, it's Missy Bocanes who tries to make a pass, but Marione's put her foot down. Her foot's deflected the ball right into Freedom Leonard's morning path, and she just slots it past former gunner Sabrina D'Angelo. Did she forget which team she was playing for when she was playing out from the back, or was Biscuit Bocanes just being unfortunate, not concentrating?
I think that was a lapse of concentration on Missy Bocanes' part. As for the goal, we know Sabrina D'Angelo is great at long stops, but close shots, you've got no chance. And that was the way round her, I think, after scoring one, especially this one, and Frida in that clock end again. I thought they would have worked that out, if that makes sense. The goal was great in itself. It was just an easy pounce and straight in behind the net, and Sabs was too slow to get to the floor.
She actually puts it underneath her arm, so Sabrina's gone too quickly.
Okay.
So because she's spread out, it's gone straight underneath. So she's not.
Yeah, but she hadn't hit the floor. That's why it's gone under her arm. She wasn't down enough. So I rewatched the highlights. I was like, hang on a second, what are you talking about? What I've said to make sense. Sorry, it has been a long day.
I'm just trying to explain the goalkeeper.
Try and make it such big. What was Sab's error in that goalkeepers union?
Well, I think the error was actually more of a defensive one. The way they actually set themselves up. If you know you're going to be pressed, then you usually have two players short, which you know they're going to be on, that the attacker's going to be on, and then you have a third outlet. So almost like one left, one on the right, one, and then you let them press, and then you just slowly filter in someone in the middle to say that's the player that you pass to. It didn't really work out that way. You could probably say it was a training ground error as well, because if you're training to do that at the start to build up the team, then it's one of those that straight from the training ground, and you've automatically done something wrong. So if for Sabrina, I think she did the right thing, is come out, try to close it down as much as she can. Unfortunately, it goes underneath her, and it's just one of those. She'll probably look back at it and go, could I pass that to someone else? I think at the end that will probably be what it comes down to. But there was a very crucial moment, and it was critical because it could have quite easily have been given in the opposite way. Emily Fox impeded Ebony Salmon and was only given a yellow card. Now, I'm not going to be one to push the agenda or anything like that. Usually in those situations, a player who is the last player behind, and it's almost like a one-on-one. It's not as denying a obvious goal-scoring opportunity. For whatever reason, it was given only as a yellow, but I believe that was only because Casey McCabe was just behind Emily Fox when she made the attempt. But was it a red card in your eyes? Lottie?
Of course it was a red card. I was in the stands as far as I'm concerned. But do you know what? The referee had kind of lost her head in that second half, because I know we weren't playing the best, but she kind of lost her head and let the decisions go to her head. I think she's had a good game up until that point. But after that, it went downhill very rapidly, and it wasn't exactly in our favour. There's a lot of calls you had to question from her, and the referee with Tory was out in force. Let's put it that way.
You do bring up a good point, because there have been the game that I went to, Everton versus London City Lionesses. That referee was really bad, like really bad decisions throughout the entire game. I just didn't understand it. A lot of questions were being asked, whether they were Coppite or Tory or pick your poison. Basically, the referee was being asked. I did ask the referee if they wanted my glasses as well. I got a couple of chuckles in the crowd for that one. But that was that game week just gone. Alessia Russo had a shot on target on 22nd minutes, but the best chance of the game to get a second, grab a second. There's a free kick which is floated lovely towards Beth Mead. Her pass across the box to Frida Marnham somehow ends up in a goal kick. I don't know what happened. In that situation where Frida's decided I'm going to slide instead of tap. I don't know if she just needed to reach for it a little bit more, but it was just a bit concerning that open goal. It should be 2-0, and you haven't taken the opportunity right in front of you.
There were so many opportunities through that game. Like that was one of them, yeah. But there was just so many opportunities that were just absolutely wasted. I don't know if it's because they're absolutely shattered or like the amount of minutes they've played. And I'm sitting there thinking, no, it's beginning of the season. We haven't got any other tournaments on, so it shouldn't be the case. But there's just something that's just not clicking. Whether their heads have dropped because we didn't score against Man United, and that's affected things, I don't know. There's just so many opportunities where we should have been in the back of the net and they weren't.
Just curious, if let's say Frida wasn't on the pitch at that point, if it was Stina Blackstenius, do you think she taps it in?
Possibly. I'm not sure.
Or if Alessia Russo was on the end of that one instead?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Possibly 50-50 still, but Alessia she did what she needed to do, but just no scoring brutes on Saturday at all.
Yeah, she needs a goal, I think, to just build that confidence back up again.
Yeah.
The first half finished, and into the second half, 52 minutes on the clock. Balls crossed in, and this seemed to be the pattern of the game, that basically everyone was just going to pass it across the box and someone was going to have a shot. This time it was, I'm going to get this completely wrong. Is it Ruby Grant, the Netherlands player? I'm going to get this. I know someone's going to shout.
Ruby Grant.
Ruby Grant, thank you.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah, either way, she hits it wide, and you just think it was probably, I would say, less than a foot away from going in. It was that close. It was a really good hit. It was just, unfortunately, she went wide. 67 minutes on the clock as well. Kirsty Hansen had an opportunity. She basically, my worst nightmare, given all the space and time in the world, and she hits it, but she hits it well wide of the target. Now, again, I hate this, one of my topics that I hate, and I keep on saying one of the worst things that can happen as a goalkeeper. You've got telling your defenders to close down. No one closes down. It's a free shot, and okay, it didn't come to anything at the time, but if sooner or later if that happens in another game, I'm be worried, because all it takes is a I'm trying to think at the top of my head here. All it takes is someone like Writing Canyon Reid, for example, or Chelsea. She will have that. If you give her the space, she'll have that shot, and most likely it's ended up in top bins. There was also the Katie McCabe chipped effort as well in the 78th minutes. It was a really good save from Sabrina, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, as I said earlier, like her saving from distance, she's absolutely bloody brilliant. It was a great save, not so great for us. I think the walking in the ball in wasn't working, so I'm not too sure why we didn't change the idea of initially how it kind of went, if that makes sense. I think Chloe Kelly should have been brought on a bit sooner. I know there is fitness issues there, but you're not going to get her fitness up if we're not giving her the minutes. I think it's just changes were made too late. There was something that was suited that just isn't clicking. And like I expected to see this last season when Renee took over, not now. if that makes sense.
Yeah. So just on the substitutes, Caitlin Ford came on for Olivia Smith, and Victoria Pelova came on for Frida Marnham on 65 minutes. Then we had 87 minutes on the clock. Chloe Kelly and Beth Mead coming on for Beth Mead, and Taylor Hines for Katie McCabe. And then in added time, Lotta Ordemoy came on for Mariona Caldente. Just shows you how late the subs were. And I'm always a fan of subs should be started on the 60th from the 60th minute. If you're really desperate, you bring them on in the 70th minute, because that gives you 20 minutes. You don't want to do them too late, because that runs the issue of the unvariables, should I say. You don't know what's going to happen. But
if I'm honest with you, that even after the changes from about 8 minutes, I was watching the wheels come off. And I sat there and thought to myself, they're going to score before full time.
Exactly how I was sitting there going, they're sitting there, thinking, if they don't score another one, they're going to score the equaliser. And that's exactly what happened. 93 minutes on the clock. A corner comes in. The ball, it's pandemonium in the box. The ball is floating around, and Lucy Parker just ends up putting it into the back of the net. Simple as that. I think this is the first time in a while that Arsenal have conceded a goal from a corner for a while. I can't remember the last time.
Yeah, when I watched the replay earlier, it was like we managed to sort of clear the ball, and then Lucy Parker kind of spots the ball come back down to the floor because it wasn't cleared properly. And then Kim just doesn't get there quick enough for her to hit the ball. Daphne's kind of shut her eyes and put her hands up hoping she'll stop it, and it didn't happen.
It is worrying though, because Lucy Parker is quite a tall player compared to Kim Little.
But she had 5 shirts on her. That's what I don't understand.
Yes.
I know No, it wasn't Frida wasn't there. Who was it?
Frida
there were so many
went
shades
off
of blonde there. I wasn't sure which person it was. Sorry, I know that sounds really bad, but I just remember Kim being. Yeah. I can remember seeing.
Kim was the closest, but I don't
Kim,
think she was actually she was meant to be marking Lucy Parker. I think she was meant to be marking someone else.
Yeah, but you sort of see her turn around and try and get her body around the ball.
Yeah,
and
she's
it didn't
a bit
happen.
too late, a bit too slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just on the stats then, Arsenal had 19 shots, 6 of them on target, to Villa's 13 shots to 4 on target. Excuse me. The possession was 68% to Villa's 32. Again, 559 passes to Villa's 270. Arsenal's passing accuracy was 86% to Villa's 77. Again, shows you where Arsenal were playing. They're trying to beat teams by outpassing them. It is a worry for me at the moment is that you're making all those passes. You've got that passing accuracy, but you come out with a one-all draw. That is a huge worry for me.
Yeah, you've got all the passing and stuff and all the possession, but all the possession, all the perfect passing, all the fancy football in the world. You were the better team, but if you don't score those goals and you don't take them points home, you're not a winner. You just play good football. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. It's like when we get the scrappiest of 1-0 wins in any like men's or women's game, you don't care. You just take it. Like you do it the hard way, do it the easy way. As long as you get those 3 points at the end of the day, I think that's all that matters. To
put this into perspective, table-wise, it means that Chelsea are top with 12. Manchester United are second in 10. Man City are third on 9. Tottenham are above Arsenal. Yes, somehow Tottenham are above Arsenal on 4th with 9 points as well.
They've actually had easy fixtures.
You say that, but when I saw them at Goodison Park against Everton, they didn't incite. They didn't thrill me. There wasn't excitement about it. It was just a very nice performance. As I said, they somehow go and score 2 goals. The second one is a brilliant a goal from distance, but it doesn't excite me.
Doesn't matter how you win it, as long as you win it.
So yeah,
I did
Arsenal
fall
are-
asleep during that game, so I can't really say very much. I tuned in because I wanted to have a look at Vinola after she'd done her hat trick at Liverpool. I was like, oh, let's have a look, like, because I know nothing about her, so I just wanted to see how she fit in. She was very quiet.
She has had her moments, but I think the problem is a bit like Seiko last year. The Japanese forward from for Brighton. When she scored her hat trick, everyone went on basically crowded her out, so she couldn't do her stuff, and she hasn't ended up with many goals since. But at this moment in time, Arsenal are 5th with 8 points. The difference is Arsenal haven't lost, whereas Man City and Tottenham have.
But we've still dropped 4 points.
Yes. Bear in mind that Arsenal will play Man City on Saturday.
I thought it was Friday. Wasn't it Friday night football?
Originally, it was pending for a Friday night game, but they've moved it to the Saturday. This is for the Champions League, I believe.
Okay, fair enough.
Just double check.
Yeah, no, it is Saturday.
Arsenal take on Lyon on a Tuesday. That'll be why.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where Arsenal have to go to Manchester City and win or get something to get themselves back on track. But at the same time, Man City will be looking to continue their form. They are in good form at the moment.
Yeah. Oh God, this is going to be another pain in the backside.
Well,
Sorry. No.
But you're right. It is a bit of a pain in the backside because it's one of these games you're going into where this is now the second game where they've gone and drawn over the last couple of years. Okay, there's been a bit of luck. Stina Baxinis winning the winner about 2 years ago, and then last season I can't remember what exactly happened, but someone did win that one quite. I think we won that 3-1 in the end. But it is one of those where you're hoping to turn your fortunes, and this is the first real test to try and see if you're going to be champions. I don't mean that in a nasty way. It is just with the team that City have compared to Arsenal, who has the better team. You could probably say like for like Arsenal do have better quality. I think the added bonus of having Chloe Kelly officially able to play this game will be one to keep an eye on for certain. I'm sure this game is gone.
The thing is, I think with all the hoodoo that's around the Joey Stadium, it shouldn't be there anymore. We went there, we won it, albeit we gave the title to Chelsea. There shouldn't be any fear we cannot win here. The difference being is Chloe Kelly, and I'm sure she'll be looking to dish out some lovely little bit of revenge on that team. Well, not really, but you know what I mean. She wasn't happy at City, and she just wants to probably prove that she is happy and she's better off being at Arsenal. I think with City's back line, I do think there's holes in it. Yes, Alex Greenwood is back, but their line still isn't solid as it was. The thing is, they do turn up for big games, and this is one of the biggest games of October. So we'll see what happens with that.
First game that they played was against Chelsea, and they lost that one.
Yeah, but that's Chelsea. This is Arsenal. That's the difference.
We'll see what happens for definite. But this one's going to be a bit difficult now, isn't it? Because when our next pod's going to be, because we're playing on a Tuesday, which probably means we're going to have to do another Monday pods. But we'll keep
we'll sort it out. Don't worry. We'll sort it out.
We'll keep everyone updated with what's going on anyway. You can follow Adam at AdamSalter4 across, I believe it is Blue Sky and Twitter. I nearly said the other word for it, but I never use the other word for it because it's stupid. You can also follow the podcast at VAW Pod, also on Twitter and Blue Sky. You can follow Lottie at.
I'm not on Twitter and Blue Sky, but on Instagram, Lottie_AWFC.
You can also follow me at MattLR28 across both Twitter and Blue Sky if you're interested. But that is all from us tonight. Thank you for joining us wherever you are. And if anything is to go by, just remember that to pick up the phone, tell someone you love, and Matt Beard, you'll always be remembered. Thank you.